Hey guys, welcome to Critically Awesome. My name is Trent,
And I'm Garrett.
and boy, do we have an awesome show lined up for you today.
Yes, we do.
Garrett, if you want to go ahead and start us off with
Uh,
our.
do we have any shout outs at all, actually, before we start?
I don't think we have any shout outs at all. Actually,
I mean, besides our usual ones, our
besides,
family ones, of
hi
course.
mom, hi little brother. Thanks for watching. Please be watching.
Of course, hi Mallory and hi Dad. Hopefully, you guys are watching as well. I guess I'll start off with our weekly updates, right?
Yeah, go ahead, start us off with that.
All right. Well, movie wise, this week I watched Jurassic Park. I went and bought it at Walmart. I saw it. I wanted it, and I bought it. And I absolutely love that movie. It definitely brought back good memories when I was a kid. Also, last night I watched They Come Together, which is kind of a interesting movie. Pretty much they make fun of romantic comedies. Um, has a really solid cast. It wasn't that decent of a movie though, because it has Amy Palmer, Paul Rudd, Colby Smulders, which is she plays Robin Scherbatsky in How I Met Your Mother, which is awesome. Bill Hader, and I mean there's a lot of funny actors in here, but it was kind of that dry humor actor I thought, and I don't know, it was decent, not very good as far as there were some funny parts, but other than that, wasn't that good of a movie. And then TV wise, we've pretty much finished up the Grimm, what we could watch, because pretty much we finished up season 4 of it, and it was definitely a real big twist of events in that TV series. Also, I've been watching Daredevil because since the new season's coming out March 18th, so I'm excited for that. And also, I noticed this, which I'm sure Trenton, I'm sure you noticed this when you watched it more than I did, because I was more just watching it just to watch it. But they actually referenced a lot of Avengers stuff even in the beginning of the season of Daredevil. A lot of the damage and stuff, or why Hell's Kitchen is way it is because of the Avengers, as well as Wesley, I think is his name, which is like the right hand man to Wilson Fisk. He actually references well, if he's not wearing a suit or has a hammer, we need to get rid of him. Which they're talking about Murdoch, of course, when the mask. So I'm actually excited to see that because when I first episode of that, I'm like, oh my god, they just referenced the Avengers, which was pretty cool in itself. So definitely I'm excited to go see the little Easter eggs that I know probably Trenton probably saw when he first watched the Daredevil.
Yeah, definitely. If you look more into the Easter eggs, there's in that reporter's room he has newspaper clippings of the attacks in downtown from whenever the Avengers happened. There's like a Chitauri laying across a building and stuff, and it shows. You'll see. You just got to really look real hard into it, and you will see the Easter eggs. They're all over the place. All over the place. They're not even hiding them very well. But
I think it's just kind of cool how they're connecting the dots. Marvel is with their TV series with their movie series, which is awesome.
That's what I like a little bit more about Marvel than what DC is doing, because DC, they've got two different Flashes, and why? I mean, they should have just cast the same Flash.
That's the difficult part, which really, granted, there's only a handful of decent DC comic movies compared to Marvel's movies and TV shows. DC's more of their TV series and their movies right now, at least until this upcoming year and next year. So I think it's gonna be pretty good. Also, I watched One Piece, which is also another anime show that I watched when I was younger. You follow this guy who wants to be king of the pirates. His name is Monkey D. Luffy, and he's eating they call it the devil fruit, and he ate the gum devil fruit, which allows him to be rubber and pretty much be indestructible. Destructive. So And right now, I'm just kind of where he's trying to try to come up with his crew to where he can go to the Grand Line and beat Pirate King. So I definitely am excited to see more of that. Naruto, I've been watching a little bit of Naruto every now and then. Season 4, of course, and also I caught up on Legends of Tomorrow, which is a really good show. If you haven't guys watched that yet, you need to go watch it. It's on Hulu, also on the CW as well. So it's a really good show. I like it a lot. It's a very good spinoff, I think. And then I finished up Archer season 5 on Netflix. So and that was pretty good. Ending was really good as well.
All right. Well, I watched a ton of stuff this week. I binge watched the crap out of Arrow, and I'm
Where are
up
you
to
at in
season.
that, by the way?
I'm up
Sorry.
to season 3, and then I'm
Always do
actually
that.
thinking about going ahead and starting Flash now, and then continuing on with Arrow. Watch one
Yeah.
episode of Flash, episode of Arrow, episode of Flash, episode of Arrow, or I'll just finish all season 3 of Arrow, and then start watching Flash, and then minimize your here. Anyways,
Gollum is doing some inappropriate things. So,
we can keep him, but he
yeah,
can't.
that'd be interesting to do though. Trent, do like an episode of Arrow and an episode of Flash back to back, kind of like that. But yeah, I think I watched the Flash first. I finished the Flash before I started watching the Arrow. So I don't think it really matters. It just because there's some things that are in the Flash that doesn't show in the Arrow, as well as vice versa. So.
Well, you see the origin story of Flash happen on Arrow, so spoilers if you haven't seen.
Well, that's how
Arrow.
that's when they introduced Flash, when they're gonna make a TV series of them. So
plus everything starts on Arrow for some reason, like the Canary. You see, even Legends of Tomorrow. They have a whole bunch of
characters.
people.
Yeah, there's characters from that and the Flash as well.
Yeah, that's why I'm really looking forward to it, because I watched one episode of Legends of Tomorrow without Tiffany, and
did you die?
No, she just. I told her that I'm not going to say anything, but I kind of am mad at myself because I spoiled some things for myself for Arrow. So I stopped watching Legends of Tomorrow and said I'm going to wait until after I finish Arrow and then finish Flash, and then maybe we'll go on to that. I also binged watched the crap out of House of Cards because season 4 came out yesterday, and I've got like 3 episodes left. So yeah, most of my week has been TV shows. I watched a little bit of Sherlock today or the other day, just so I can get a little bit of a refresher. And then
yeah, there's not a whole lot of seasons to that yet.
There's only 3 seasons, and they're thinking about making more, but they just got to get the fan support, which they've got it. They just need to buckle down and do it. But more on that later.
Yeah, I think which I know we're going to talk about it later, but I think that's besides Robert Downey Jr. I think that's one of the other better Sherlocks. Anyways,
all right. I think that's all for my weekly updates. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I watched The Martian. That's an amazing movie. If you haven't watched The Martian, I highly recommend it. And then definitely watch Jimmy Kimmel after his post Oscars, because that's one of the funniest episodes you'll see. And then it references Matt Damon a lot. I guess he and Matt Damon don't get along very well, but yeah, The Martian is an amazing movie. It's I watched it twice this week, if that means anything to you guys. I watched it a couple times because of how good it is. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and get on to our movie and TV news. Garrett, go ahead and start us off.
Well, to start us off, which is what I ended with on my updates, which is the new season 7 of Archer. It comes out the end of this month, the 31st. According to Adam Reed, which he's the creator of Archer, he said he announced at the San Diego Comic-Con that the show will be doing a refreshing phase, which they're introducing a whole lot of new elements to it. When asked by a moderator, Liz Shannon Miller, What will we expect? Reed said that they are behind a schedule on this season. Of course, they're adding new wardrobe, weapons, cars, sets. He says that it's going to be more sexy and dangerous than ever. So I'm excited to see that. Which, of course, sad part is that Hulu and Netflix doesn't even have season 6 yet, which I don't know what's up with that, especially on Hulu. So I'm excited for season 7, but I'm behind a season, so I'm a little disappointed in that. um, yeah, it's definitely I'm excited for it. So next up is Nickelodeon announces.
They are announcing a TV movie for Legends of the Hidden Temple. And if you didn't watch that as a child, you were clearly born after 2000.
It was a good TV show, a good show for it.
It was
show.
high intense. It's very it made me want to do a lifelong like bucket list thing of where I wanted to go down to the Yucatan Peninsula and go see all the Mayan ruins. And I think that's why I really like all that kind of culture, and I think it's very interesting and stuff is because of that show. And well,
also you wanted to be on that show as well.
Well, yeah, who didn't want to be on that show? That was an awesome show. They're also doing a TV 2-part movie for Hey Arnold, and apparently it's not going to be all based on a stoop anymore, which that's what Hey Arnold was all about, was him hanging out in his neighborhood with all of his friends. And I'm just trying to figure out how in 2016 he's still in 4th grade. I figured by now that he would at least be our age.
Yeah, no joke.
Hey Arnold like that, but I don't know. They say it's going to be a pretty good movie. I'm looking forward to it. I loved Hey Arnold as a kid. It was one of my favorite TV shows. I know Garrett did. So
yeah, it was definitely a really good animated series. But also to add a little bit to that the Hidden Temple movie, pretty much the focus of it is going to be 3 siblings. They're going to be trying to overcome a series of challenges. The movie will be featuring elements from the original TV show, like Almac, which is the big talking head guy, which I thought that was a pretty cool thing to it, as well as the green monkey, the red jaguar, and the silver snake, which actually were teams. The 3 teams for the kids the kids were on. Those were the team name for them. So that's definitely going to be a good movie to watch. So.
Also, we've got I guess this was something that came out whenever Sony's emails got hacked early last year it was a crossover of 23 Jump Street and Men in Black. And when I first heard that, I was like, oh, why would you do this to me, guys? That's just, I'm trying to figure out how they're going to connect the dots here. How are they going to connect Men in Black and 23 Jump Street together?
Well, I was reading though too that I guess it's not going to be like the Will Smith and their kind of era of Men in Black. It's going to be like a younger generation of Men in Black, essentially. So
I'm guessing
it's going to be kind of a different universe of that.
I guess what they're going to do, they might make Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill agents of Men in Black.
Which
or something
actually
like
would
that.
be pretty. I think that would be a pretty good idea. Make a new generation of Men in Black.
Yeah, but I just don't see Jonah Hill in a suit and tie.
Yeah, I mean he was in Wolf of Wall Street, so
yeah, that was a pretty good movie. They had to make his teeth bigger.
Yeah, that was kind of weird looking.
And you saw things that you never would ever want to see of Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
She's so pretty. She's perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was terrible. All right, Garrett, you got the next one.
All right. Well, when I was looking on Facebook and all that, I saw this that Tony Dyson, he died. Which, if anyone doesn't know, which I didn't really know who this was until I looked it up. He's actually he built the original Star Wars R2-D2, the original Star Wars movies. He built the R2-D2s for it. He died at the age of 68 yesterday. And the thought is that he died of natural causes, but they're doing biopsies and stuff like all that on him to see if that's actually the true cause of it. But when he was working on it, he said that working on the R2D2 for Star Wars was one of the most exciting periods of his life, which is absolutely awesome. I mean, it's R2D2. I mean, everyone knows who it is, and it's probably one of the most loved characters on Star Wars. He actually made a total of 8 R2D2s for the original Star Wars trilogy. He made 4 that were remote control, 2 units that actually the actor Kenny Baker was to sit in. And if you guys don't know, that actually in some scenes there's actually an actor in R2D2 controlling him. So that's a pretty cool idea. And then also 2 of them that were throwaway units, that the ones that they used when the little monster, swamp monster on the planet where Luke went to go find Yoda, when it threw R2D2 onto the shore from the swamp, that was one of the units like that. Also, some other works he did. He did Superman 2, Moonraker, and Dragon Slayer. I think he made the dragon in Dragon Slayer as well. And Moonraker, I think he made the space suits. That's actually a James Bond movie, if I do believe so. He also designed and built robots for some of the largest electronic companies, Sony, Philips, and Toshiba. So it's a very bad loss. It's a very smart mind that we lost at a pretty decently actually at a young age. So that's definitely, it was a kind of a bad thing that happened yesterday. So
Yeah, that's a little disappointing, guys. I actually had to switch off my other camera because it's lagging so much. So I'm actually just going to use the webcam on my computer, which is disappointing because I really like the setup that I have on my desk. But I want to make sure that you guys have the best quality image. So the next thing we are going to talk about is the Jimmy Kimmel and Batman versus Superman Lost video. That is a very good video. If you haven't seen it, I don't know, Igor, did you ever have that?
did you ever get that out there, Golem?
Yeah, Gollum. That's right. I don't know if he can hear us or not.
Anyways, while we're trying to figure that, we're gonna. What it is pretty much. I think what do you have? He had Ben Affleck on his show, right?
They had Ben Affleck on a show, and he snuck Ben Affleck onto, or he snuck Matt Damon on a show, and Jimmy Kimmel and Matt Damon have, I guess, a feud or whatever, and he told him that Jimmy Kimmel was hyping up the movie, saying, "I'm in the movie and everything. It's starring me." He's like, "Well, actually, we had to, cut some things out because production and stuff like that." But I actually brought that clip with me today. He's like, "Oh my gosh, you brought that clip of all those evil people who took my part of the movie out?" And yeah, it's
favorite part of the movie, all that stuff. And it was pretty hilarious. It was, they had the iconic scene of the dinner party and stuff like that, where Bruce Wayne meets Clark Kent and all that, and then you just kind of see Jimmy Kimmel kind of walking back and forth in the background,
eating some stuff. He's like, "Do I know you from somewhere?" No,
you're Superman, right?
No, I'm not. I'm not serious. You're Superman. Hey, everybody, we got Superman over here. Dude, can you take a picture with us? Ben Affleck holds up the phone to his face. He's like, "Wait, you're Batman."
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then there was, of course, the guy who played Batman in the Lego movie.
Oh yeah, Will Arnett comes up. "I'm Batman. You're not Batman. I'm Lego Batman. No one cares about Lego Batman. Ask your kids if they care. We're still relevant."
And then I think then Superman takes him and just throws him into space, and then he lands on Mars with Matt Damon.
Be quiet, I'm gonna throw you off of this planet. And yeah, he takes him. He flies through, and he grabs Jimmy Kimmel and like throws him off Earth, and he swoops back down, and he
throws him to Mars, and then
he
of course
meets Matt
Matt
Damon
to
up there.
Mars.
So what do you do up here? Well, other than growing poop potatoes?
Oh God, you guys got to watch it. If you've not seen it, it's hilarious.
Yeah, look it up. It's on YouTube. Jimmy Kimmel Live Batman vs Superman, I think is what it's called. We didn't have that pulled up. That's our bad. Sorry. So next,
they can go watch it though.
Next
is just brief rundowns of the Oscars, guys.
The Oscars were terrible this year, which I think the Oscars are terrible every year. But
yeah, I didn't really get to watch it much. But
okay, so here's basically what happened. White people are racist. The Oscars are racist. Buy Girl Scout cookies. Racism. Oh man.
Buy Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, Chris Rock sold Girl Scout cookies in the middle of the show, and yeah. But all it was just talking about how racist everything was, and that got really old. And I am so glad that my TiVo didn't finish off the entire Oscars, because I was getting really tired of listening to all this race baiting and all this other bull crap that they keep talking about. And honestly, big deal. Yes, the Oscars didn't have any black nominees. Well, Oscars are not racist. They have had people who are color win Oscars. Denzel Washington, for example. Honestly, the only black actor that I can think of that deserves an Oscar right now. I'm not saying anything bad against any of the other people, but I think Will Smith needs to have himself an Oscar. He's one of the top contenders for an Oscar, kind of like Leo. It took how long for Leo to get an Oscar?
Yeah,
how many good movies?
I know he's had a lot of nominations throughout the years for it. So,
and then there's also, you got to think about Johnny Depp. He hasn't won an Oscar. And have you ever watched a bad Johnny Depp movie? And if you ever watched a bad Johnny Depp movie, was Johnny Depp bad in that movie? No. The only bad Johnny Depp.
I may have watched one. It was Mordecai.
Mordecai was different.
It was different. It was definitely the usual Johnny Depp type of character. But I think we didn't last like 5 minutes. We just changed the movie actually. So
you actually should finish it. I think I did watch that movie this week. I should have been in my weekly updates. I forgot about it. But Mordecai, I actually kind of liked that movie. I know, shocker. I liked a movie that was funny, Garrett.
I know. You actually liked a movie that was entertaining, not just, because of some weird thing that.
Well, what I liked about it was I liked the cinematography of it. Whenever he's flying in between different countries and stuff, it shows him actually like flying, like the plane, and it's kind of like Indiana Jones, but you're flying through all the big monuments.
They have the map and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's what I liked about Mordecai. I thought that was the interesting part of it. And, I thought Johnny Depp was actually hilarious in that movie. I thought that he cared so much about his mustache and how perfect it was. And I think that was the best part about the movie, was hearing his mustache. And then he had a really bad gag reflex. And every time Gwyneth Paltrow had to kiss him, he was like, she gagged. And he's like, "Oh, darling, you know how much I have a bad gag reflex and how much
it's a basic, it's a normal Johnny Depp character. Kind of just out there. Now tell
me something. If it's a normal Johnny Depp character, you clearly have never seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
True, or the tourists either.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas I actually had to stop that movie. Stop watching that movie because it was just too far out there for me. It was an all right movie. Johnny Depp did pretty good, but I didn't understand it. It was kind of funny, but at the same time, it was kind of, what am I watching? So, back to the Oscars,
to get back on topic.
Leo won an Oscar. That's the big news.
Yes, he did. He got the
Oscars
for leading actor for The Revenant. But here's some of the ones I thought I actually kind of enjoyed when I was looking through the list of winners. Visual effects was Ex Machina, which is an awesome movie, which they did an amazing job with special effects on that movie. I mean, it definitely looked real life, like the robotic parts of her. It looked really, it looked like I mean, it was like it was part of her. I mean, they did an amazing job, I thought, with that.
And then every other Oscar went to Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, they won 6 awards, guys. A lot of it was like hairstyle, sound, makeup, stuff like that, like little stuff like that. But which I wanted to watch it. I need to watch it and see how it is.
It's a good movie. It's like Mario Kart Steampunk Edition. I'll never stop saying that.
I know you keep saying that,
but it's funny.
Music, original score, Hateful Eight got that actually, which there was some good music in Hateful Eight.
I think that Star Wars got ripped off.
Star Wars was actually a nominee for that, which was pretty cool because in itself, Star Wars, there's not a lot of sci-fi stuff in the Oscars anyways, so the fact that they were even nominated was actually really awesome.
And then Best Supporting Actor was should have been Sylvester Stallone for Creed, which I completely agree because that movie was amazing. I watched that this week too. Sorry guys on my really poor weekly update, but Creed is an amazing movie.
Write down this stuff, Trent. Jesus.
I watch so much stuff I forget to, and every time I write it down, I forget it somewhere. So
get a book, get a diary.
You get a book. I don't need a diary.
I do have a book. Anyways,
I've got a book.
For directing, The Revenant won an Oscar. For cinematography, it also won The Revenant. Animated feature film, Inside Out. I've actually never seen that movie. Have you seen it, Trent?
Yeah, I've seen it like a bazillion times. It's my daughter's favorite movie. I saw it like 4 times in the theaters.
Really? Wow.
That's how good it was. It was a really good movie.
Supporting actress, Alicia Van Kilder for The Danish Girl. I'm not really sure who that is.
I'm the Danish Girl. Sorry. Tracy Morgan did a spoof. It was one of their stupid race baiting things, and there should have been more black actors in the movies. So we made a little collaboration of what all the black actors should have done in the movies. So Tracy Morgan played the Danish. It's the first time. I'm the Danish Girl. If you haven't watched that, guys, go to YouTube and watch that. Tracy Morgan, I would have watched that. If I would have known, I didn't know anything about the Danish Girl. I didn't even know that was a movie. But if they ever remade that with Tracy Morgan as the Danish Girl, I'd pay all of my money to go see that. I'm the Danish Girl.
And then, supporting actor Mark Rylance for Bridge of Spies, which I guess it's a Tom Hanks movie, I guess.
Yeah, it's a Tom Hanks, Steven Spielberg.
I've never heard of it either, though.
I wanted to watch it this week, but I never did because I was a little pissed off that they took away Arnold or Sylvester Stallone's Best Supporting Actor. So.
And then finally, the leading actress Brie Larson for Room, and then of course leading DiCaprio for leading actor. So that is the Oscar rundown, which is kind of cool. Which I think what we should do next time, Jordan, is maybe the week before we should try to predict who is going to win, just to kind of do something with it, you know.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm not that big into the Oscars, but
well, I'm not either. But I think it'd be interesting just to do, you know. So next up on our movie news is movies that are coming out this month. So I'm definitely there's quite a few movies here that I'm excited to see, and I'll definitely be seeing. I know there's 2 different movies for Trenton that I know he's going to be wanting to see. So, so to start
like
off,
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah, and also Batman vs Superman. So to start off, you got London Has Fallen and Zootopia.
Zootopia. I'm actually going to see that here pretty soon, hopefully.
That looks pretty good, I think. It definitely seems very cute. Also, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, which has Tina Fey in it. So I think it's gonna be a pretty good movie. She makes solid movies, And I like Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, which is WTF, which she's a reporter and she decides to go overseas because I guess her life's like falling apart, so she wanted to go on an adventure, and she definitely got a lot more than she probably bargained for. That came out yesterday. So
did Zootopia.
Yeah, all three of those, London Has Fallen, Zootopia, and Whiskey Tango Foxtrot came out yesterday. And then you got 10 Cloverfield Lane, which comes out the 11th, which is next week.
4 days.
So 5 days. Is it 4 or 5 days?
I'm pretty sure it's 5.
Be 5 days.
On the 11th? Yeah.
Yes.
6 days.
That's 6.
So, yeah. 6.
Anyways, glad we can count.
We talk about movies and TV. We don't care about math. That's that Missouri education for you right there.
Yeah. And then the Divergent series, which I seen the other Divergent series, which they're decently good movies. I didn't read the books or anything like that, so I don't know if the books are better, just like kind of like Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been told that the books are a lot better, and I've thought about reading them, but then I watched the movie and I was like, nope.
They're decently good movies. I think they're good entertainment. And then of course Batman versus Superman on the 25th, guys. That's definitely probably the bigger movie of the whole month. I know I already got my tickets to go see it on Thursday. So
you already got your tickets?
Yes, I do.
Wow, I don't even have my tickets. Then again, I haven't seen a movie in the theaters in a while. I think the last movie I saw in the theaters was Star Wars.
No, Deadpool.
Deadpool, that's right. Melissa took me to see Deadpool. Or she bought our tickets to Deadpool. That's my wife's best friend, guys, in case you don't know.
So I am definitely excited for Batman vs Superman, guys. It's gonna be a good movie. I don't know if Igor, did you have that picture of Batman standing over Superman?
Yeah, stepping on Superman's throat.
Yeah. If you hold it up for a little bit, we can talk about it here.
And
if you guys haven't seen, it's a really good photo of Ben Affleck standing over. What is it? Is it Henry? Right? Who's the actor?
Henry Cavill.
Yeah, Henry Cavill. And it shows them where like Batman is standing over Superman, and it's very iconic, I guess. It definitely.
It's showing that Batman actually has a chance in this
battle,
which, I'm wearing a Batman shirt. I've loved Batman my entire life, but in all reality, I'm trying to figure out how he's going to beat him in this universe since this is the first time that he's ever seen Superman. I know that in the comics, Batman has beaten Superman because of the fact of, he knows that he's got a weakness to kryptonite and all this other stuff. But, we'll find out what's going on, so...
Yeah. Also, I think supposedly this new movie though, like I think like the first half of it is gonna be like what we see in the trailers against Doomsday, and then the second half is probably gonna be more like Justice League kind of type, where you have the Flash, the Wonder Woman coming in. Also, there's apparently in one of the casts, there's actually a fighter pilot, which is supposedly supposed to be Hal Jordan for Green Lantern.
That hasn't been confirmed yet.
No, actually, no, there is. There's a cast, but there's a cast person for saying that it's a drone pilot, which that's what Hal Jordan is. He's a drone pilot.
He's not a drone pilot. He's an actual pilot. That's one thing that they got right in the Green Lantern movie that they had. The one thing that they got wrong was the costume. And Ryan Reynolds was actually perfect for that role because Green Lantern is a cocky son of a gun.
Oh, yeah, Hal Jordan definitely is. But
yeah,
I know they've been talking about though where they don't want just Green Lantern, they want the Green Lantern Corps instead of just a Green Lantern movie. So it's
I think that's what they're going to do. I mean, I'd really like to see John Stewart. I really want to see John Stewart on the screen. That way we can, have a little bit of diversity. Plus, Jon Stewart's a badass. He really is. He's an African American Green Lantern who is ex-Marines, and I think he's either stronger than Hal Jordan or just as strong as Hal Jordan. And I really want to see more than just Green Lantern and Sinestro, because Sinestro Corps, yes, they're
Anyway, yeah, what Trent was saying was that pretty much the Green Lantern Corps, like he's wanting a little bit more diversity of where the different you have the different rings, of course, the different cores. You have the pink, the white, the yellow, the green. There's the different types of cores. So if they come out definitely with another Green Lantern movie, it probably will be the core itself, not just Hal Jordan or the
I
other
want to
guys
see
as well.
blue rings. I want to see purple rings, pink rings. I want to see all of the cores combined. That would be the best part if they could find a way to combine all of the Green Lanterns together, all of the Lantern Corps together.
Also, by the way, that was his daughter actually interrupting him at that point.
Yeah, I've had my daughter interrupt me in this podcast, and she knows she's not supposed to. I even turned on Netflix so that she could, watch something and be entertained. I put my other daughter to bed so that she wouldn't bother me. But now I've got my dog in the room, so that's going to make it even more challenging. So, yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's about it on the news. Anything else you got there, Trenton?
Not that I can think of. We'll go ahead and play this one trailer that we've got.
So we got our trailer breakdown, guys.
Hopefully we don't get flagged for this. So, all right, but all the rights to this. Okay, if you are listening, YouTube, and all the other people who try to copyright flag us, we do not own the rights to this trailer. The rights go respectively to Warner Brothers or whoever owns Ghostbusters trailer. Okay, we do not own it. We do not take any claim to it. We are just showing it for our viewing audience. Thank you. There's also a link in the description below to where they can click on it, watch it for themselves. We don't own it. We don't have to take any claim to it. We're just showing it for our viewing audience. Copyright to the studio, not to us. Covering all of our ground. Description below. Okay, click on the description if you want to see it again, but we are going to show it for you. There we go.
And then we're going to tear it apart.
No, we're not going to tear it apart. Go.
It's a class 4 apparition. That's okay. She seems peaceful. My name is Erin Gilbert, Doctor of Particle Physics. That stuff went everywhere, by the way, in every crack. Very hard to wash off.
We have dedicated our whole lives to studying the paranormal. Now there's sightings all over the city. There are people out there that need our help. Holtzman, you're a brilliant engineer. Erin, no one's better at quantum physics than you. We can provide a real service.
I'm joining the club. You guys are really smart about this science stuff, but I know New York. And I can borrow a car from my uncle.
You didn't disclose that the vehicle was going to be a hearse.
It's a Cadillac!
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh,
Did you want to?
Sorry, I'll let you.
Next time. Okay. Someone is creating a device that amplifies paranormal activity. And we might be the only ones who can stop it. Holtzman, come on.
The hat is too much, right? Is it the wig or the hat?
There's a bigger picture at hand here. These ghosts can possess the human form.
hell, the devil is a liar! Get out of my friend, Ghost!
Ow, that's gonna leave a mark.
The power of pain compels you!
Ow!
All
All
right.
right.
guys. Yeah,
That
that was Ghostbuster, which
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, so I don't. At first, I didn't know the thing about this when I watched it, because I mean, nothing can beat, of course, the original Ghostbusters. Which, at first, though, I thought that maybe they were going to do a reboot, which would have been worse. But it seems like they're actually doing a next generation of Ghostbusters, so it definitely a little better in that aspect of it. I mean the cast is a pretty good cast. I think a majority of them are either SNL character actors, or of course, I mean you have Melissa McCarthy, you have Kristen Wiig. I mean, you got Leslie Jones, which a lot of those, which I don't know about, not Melissa McCarthy, but the Kristen Wiig and Leslie Jones, they are actually SNL actors, which that's what the actors from the original Ghostbusters were. Also, they have it's there. You have Hemsworth, which is I don't know why he's in there. It's kind of weird, to be honest. uh, and which I guess he's actually he's like the telecommunications expert, like in the original one, the like the secretary, I guess, in a way. um, yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna be an entertaining movie. To me, I know Trent is shaking his head right now.
I don't want to see this movie.
I do
might.
because I think it's gonna be entertaining. Actually, I think it's gonna be a decently entertaining movie.
It's going to be a slapstick comedy.
Well, that's actually how the one was too. I mean, if freaking Bill Murray, I mean, he had a lot of slapstick stuff all over the place.
Can't beat the original. Oh, we've got a ghost bear trap. Ooh. Sorry, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this movie at all. I mean, I think it'd be better if it was a way where because they're getting older, if Bill Murray and the original Ghostbusters handed them the keys and, they showed them the ropes and how to do it and, kind of like that way we would still have the original cast in there handing the torch down to the new cast, kind of like what Star Wars did with the new.
Yeah, that is true. That's one thing I didn't like about it, because supposedly Bill Murray is in this movie, but he's actually not his original character from Ghostbusters. And I think if they would have done that, like what you said, and also actually show him in the trailer, it probably would be 10 times better at that. I don't know. I definitely like the effects though of it. Which of course you really couldn't beat the original one on actual props on it. But I mean, the tools they use are a little more high tech than what they used when the original.
Well, they should be. It's 2016, and this one was made. The original was made in 1980 or 1990 something. So
yeah, I think early 90s maybe, if not late 80s.
But-
Also, I noticed that they changed up the theme song a little bit. I don't know if you noticed that, Trenton.
a little bit. I don't know. It's more contemporary, I guess. I don't know. I'm not too excited for this movie. When I heard that they were making an all-female reboot of Ghostbusters, I wasn't too excited, as was most of the other fandom of Ghostbusters. But who knows? It might be pretty funny.
It might be actually pretty good. I mean, who knows? I mean, which it's nothing against having an all-female cast. I mean, it doesn't mean it's gonna be bad because of that, but
It's going to be bad because of the casting in it. Melissa McCarthy is going to play the same old Melissa McCarthy. She's going to do a whole bunch of fat girl jokes. I guarantee it. And she's going to fall down a lot, and she's going to be clumsy. She's going to be Melissa McCarthy. It's going to be.
Yeah, but she's funny though. So I mean, I know you're not much on entertainment wise.
I'm not big on Melissa McCarthy. She's the same thing but she. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and go on to
our main segment, guys.
Yeah, our main segment. What happened? I had a glitch too. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that we're still here. So, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and go on to our main segment, which is TV Deathmatch. Igor, throw up that picture. All right, you've been waiting since the beginning of time for us to do a TV deathmatch. I wouldn't go as far as the beginning.
I'll say that's pretty far. This month we're actually for our movie deathmatch. We're going TV style, and actually Trent kind of decided on this. So it's if you guys don't remember from last week, our topic was foreign films, and since we don't watch a lot of, there's only a handful of good foreign films, like movie wise, where you went towards the TV aspect of it, and we're doing BBC, which is British Broadcasting Company, and and so I picked Doctor Who, and Trent picked Sherlock, and so it is going to be the TV deathmatch to the death, guys. And I guess I'm going to start because Trenton left. So, like I said, guys, I am doing Doctor Who, which, as you can tell, I mean, I have the Dalek on here, okay? Daleks, which is one of the bigger villains throughout the whole series, okay? And I'm going to give you a little history lesson on Doctor Who, just in case if you guys don't know who he is, or maybe you do watch him on a regular basis, but you just don't know where the origin was from. Doctor Who is a British science fiction TV program produced by BBC since 1963. So it's a pretty old show in itself. The Doctor is a Time Lord, which is he's a space and time traveling humanoid alien. Okay, it's pretty cool. You know, he has like 2 hearts, stuff like that. He explores the universe in his TARDIS, which stands for transdimensional or travel. Oh, I can't remember at the moment right now. He accompanied by his companions, the Doctor combats foes while working to save civilizations and help people in need. A significant part of British pop. He's actually a significant part of British pop culture. A lot of people overseas they absolutely love him. He's probably a big icon over there. He's also overseas or in the States. He's almost like it become a cult essentially. I mean, he definitely exploded here, probably bigger than in the UK. The program originally ran from 1963 to 1989, with the relaunch in 2005 by Russell T. Davies. So 2005 is more of the ones that everyone else knows, with David Tennant and Matt Smith and a couple other actors too. Which actually they tried to relaunch it again in like early 90s, but it failed as a TV movie. The original show was intended for educational purposes, actually using time travel to explore scientific ideas and famous monuments, which was a really cool idea for that time. I've actually, me personally, I've never watched the original Doctor Who. I definitely would like to go watch it. I think it's on Netflix, if I'm mistaken. A little fun fact, actually, I didn't know about this, but the original first transmission of the first episode was actually delayed 10 minutes due to extended news coverage of the assassination of the U.S. President JFK. That's kind of a cool little history lesson as well in itself. Over the course of the show, there has been a total of 12 doctors, which my favorite doctors, really, my top one is David Tennant. I absolutely love him as an actor. He is an awesome, amazing actor. He's in Jessica Jones, of course, as well. I like to see his full potential in that. And then Matt Smith is probably my second favorite of that. And so Trenton, we're gonna go to you for your opening for your show.
Well, I can tell you right now, it's not going to be as long and drawn out as yours because I actually haven't even finished Sherlock because, yeah, shame on me. Anyways, I am doing Sherlock, and Sherlock is basically as you would expect it to be. It is a movie or a TV series about Sherlock Holmes, and it's got Benedict Cumberbatch in it and Martin Freeman in there. And those are the only two actors that you really need to know about. Because they are the best actors, and you don't have to deal with having more than one actor come in the next season. You've got two actors the whole entire time. All right, and it's set in Britain, of course, and they go off and solve murder mysteries. And Martin Freeman is Watson, and Benedict Cumberbatch is Sherlock. Martin Freeman is an Afghanistan war veteran, and he suffers from PTSD at the very beginning. He also has a cane and stuff like that to help him walk around because he got injured in Afghanistan. But he ends up overcoming that with the help of Sherlock about the middle of season 1. And it is a really, really good show. If you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix. There's only 3 seasons of it. Each episode's about an hour and 45 minutes long. But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. It captures you from the very beginning, and you don't have to worry about waiting a whole season to get involved into it. You don't have to worry about, oh, well, you're watching it at the wrong person. You got to start with this person. No, there's only 2 people, and it's there. It's captured you. That's why Sherlock, I think, is the best. Garrett, if you want to go ahead and do a rebuttal, I've got more, but I want to hear what you have to say. Garrett, you're muted, by the way, so we can't.
So, anyways, what Trent said about where you get to worry about next season that there's gonna be a different Doctor. Well, actually, no, because majority of Doctors, besides the 9th Doctor, which was the beginning of the reboot of the relaunch of it, which there was only 1 season of that. But after that, David Tennant did 5 seasons of Doctor Who before passing the torch to Matt Smith, which did it in 3 seasons. So you get to know this character every time and the whole point of it is that it's not like, oh, well, it's a different actor. Well, it is a different actor, but you still have the same premises of the Doctor. You have the same, almost the same personality and within the same universe of him. And the thing is, though, but with each actor, you kind of get a different type of Doctor, where like David Tennant was more of he didn't really care anymore about trying to mess up the timeline or like that. He was willing to save people, even though there was a really big bad effect if he did that, or he wasn't very forgiving, as the first Doctor in 2005 was. And then Matt Smith was more of the Doctor that he was willing to give people more chances.
I guess what I'm trying to say is Sherlock captures you from the very beginning, not in whatever season.
Just for you.
Doctor. No. You know how many people have told me. You know how many people have told me that you started off with the wrong Doctor.
Trent doesn't like DC anyways.
He's a really boring Doctor.
Doesn't like that.
But you go back and you say, well, this guy right here is a really good Doctor, and you'll learn to love him later on. No, you can't do that. You have to capture you from the very beginning. You learn what Watson does. You learn who is the best of the best right there. And you've got Watson. You've got Sherlock. It's hilarious too. You've got
there's hilarious moments in Doctor Who as well. And by the way, there's a lot of other movie references.
If you can't even capture my wife at the very beginning, if you can't even capture my wife to watch a good show, then it's not even that good of a show. Because my wife likes crap.
No, that's not even a good example.
Movie.
That's not even a good example on that.
Oh, you have to keep watching Doctor Who. It gets better. Blah 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 blah.
Now I'll give you this. The 9th Doctor, it was they were trying to bring it back up and all like that, so it wasn't as good as when David Tennant comes in as the Doctor, and that's when it gets really good though. And then after that, it's like solid gold. I mean,
and they've had it for over 50 years. So let's go ahead and just beat a dead horse.
Sci-fi fan, I mean, you'll love this show because I mean, you get to travel through space and time and get to see like historic times of Like the one time they went to when in Pompeii when Mount Vesuvius was exploding. I mean, it you get to travel through time and space and see all different types of aliens and just like humanoid creatures. One time they went to like the year like I don't even know what year, like some of a billionth year when they got to see the Earth destroyed by the solar rays. I
I
mean,
attempted watching Doctor Who. I got bored. I fell asleep. I watched Sherlock after that, and I couldn't stop watching it.
but that's just your
Sherlock was there,
opinion.
la, 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 little lady. Plus, you've got Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman. So tell me something. Do you have Benedict Cumberbatch or Martin Freeman? Do you have Smaug and let's see, and oh God, what was his name? Bilbo. Do you have Smaug and Bilbo?
That was not Bilbo.
Bilbo Baggins. Martin Freeman was Bilbo Baggins.
But also you have David Tennant, which is, I mean, you
Yeah,
have
but how many big movies has David Tennant starred in?
Harry Potter.
Okay, you've got one. So not only has my show
And
gone
Jessica
to
Jones.
make. Oh, Jessica Jones is still a TV series though, so
So?
he's still on small screen. How many times has Benedict Cumberbatch been on the big screen? Oh, by the way, he is going to be Doctor Strange in the Marvel Cinematic
He is.
Universe.
I'm
so
excited for that.
boom!
I mean,
you know
he's a
what
good
started
actor.
him for that? Sherlock.
I'm pretty sure something more than that. But
Sherlock.
Doctor Who, though, guys, I mean, it's an awesome TV series. It definitely, I have not personally seen the newer ones, so I don't know how those are. But you definitely get really
Boring.
attached to these. You don't even know, you haven't seen them.
That's because I don't wanna see 'em.
to these doctors. I mean, there's definitely, which Sherlock Holmes though definitely it's an original. It's a novel. It's a classic because it is a book, and so you can't beat that aspect of it. But TV wise, definitely Doctor Who beats out Sherlock. I mean, there's
That's
there's
cute.
been I don't know how many seasons of this, probably 15, no 10 seasons, yeah, 10, 11 seasons now. And I mean, Sherlock's been around forever, and they just started doing these TV shows with Sherlock.
They've had several different adaptations of Sherlock Holmes. They've had the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes.
That's a
and they've
movie.
also had- well, that's a movie, yes.
It's a movie, not a TV show.
But they've had different versions of it. They've had the movie of Sherlock Holmes as with Robert Downey Jr., but that's set in America, or actually it's still set in London. But yes, while Sherlock Holmes has been around for a long time, the movies and stuff like that, they had to wait for the right possible moment to make Sherlock. Because Sherlock, you wanted to make sure that you got it in today's audience. You wanted to make sure that it wasn't just a boring old guy. And also with Sherlock is you've got what I really like about Sherlock is the fact that whenever you watch it and they're like texting or they're thinking stuff, it shows up on the screen and then it disappears and stuff like that. That's another thing that I really like about House of Cards. Is on House of Cards they show, if you have a text message, it shows up like you're looking at your own TV screen or your own cell phone screen. But in Sherlock, they do it not only with that, but they do it with thought process too. And so you kind of get in the mind of Benedict Cumberbatch, and you start thinking the way he does. So you get you really involved. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure that they don't do that in Doctor Who. I'm pretty sure that
No, they don't need to.
that's because it's boring. You get really involved with Sherlock, and you
can get
from the very beginning.
But the thing is that with Doctor Who, I mean, there's certain enemies and certain parts of the storyline that actually come about through each season or each episode that keeps reoccurring, like this bad wolf thing, where actually it was Rose Tyler who actually came back, who was from the future. Actually, the future Rose Tyler was trying to send a message to the past Rose Tyler. So you get a lot of intersections of different characters. And at one point, it's called the Day of the Doctor, where there's like 4 different doctors that come within the same timeline and everything like that. And it makes you you just get a really good a solid cast with that. When you start to like intersect at different points of different timelines and making things that connect like that.
As I was watching Doctor Who the one time I ever tried to watch, actually a few times I've actually attempted to try to watch it. I watched it and I was like, man, the production quality really sucks. It's about as good as a cheap porno. The
It's
effects
also
in it,
2005. Thank you.
yeah, but still, the effects between
When you get into the newer ones, it gets a lot better.
probably because they actually got a good production quality because of how, or production budget. But it's just I watched it and I was like, why are so many of these people clamoring over Doctor Who? Why is this so good? Oh my God, this sucks balls. Oh man, mannequins are attacking everybody, and the mannequins are just terrible looking too. The TARDIS looks like it doesn't even look that cool on the inside like I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to be a lot cooler than it was. I don't know. I tried watching it. I went into it with an open mind thinking I am going to like this TV series because everyone else does, and they keep telling me how good it is.
You didn't go an open mind. I know you.
I went into it with an open mind because I didn't know anything about Doctor Who.
No, you didn't go.
I went into it, all these people are telling me how good Doctor Who is. Let's see what it is.
You even watched it.
I didn't hate it before I watched it.
Yes, you did.
I tried so hard to watch that more than one time, and all I had, and I didn't have to do that with Sherlock. I went to Sherlock with an open mind also. I was like, all right, I'm going to go into this. It's got.
How could you go with an open mind? You already know that Sherlock in itself is a good concept of it because of the movie.
Well, I thought that Doctor Who was going to be a good concept. Time travel. I love Back to the Future. That's my favorite movie of all time. One of the favorite movies of all time, and it's all about time travel. And I thought, all right, cool. Well, there's a time traveling superhero, or there's a time traveling guy who goes around saving people in different dimensions or whatever. And I was like, well, that sounds like a cool concept. And then I watched it and I was like, this is very boring. It's bigger on the inside, I promise. I'm a grower, not a shower. That's basically what the TARDIS reminds me of.
It is his opinion because I'm pretty sure Doctor Who is a lot bigger and more popular than Sherlock.
That's cute. Just because it's more popular and more and bigger in some spots doesn't mean that it's a better quality show. I mean, I myself have my own little Doctor Who thing that I got in a nerd box that I'm going to be giving to Garrett because it's been sitting on my dresser for I don't know how long, and I don't use it. It's a Doctor Who thing, spork. It's a spork. That's all I know. But it's one of the things. Sonic screwdriver, is that what they call it?
Yes, that is.
Okay. See, I know a little bit. But, honestly,
I think granted, I do agree with what you said about it starts off really slow and they were just starting to get it relaunching it. So it's not as good a quality until David Tennant comes into it is when it gets really good, I think. I mean, Christopher does a really good job as a Doctor Who, but I think David Tennant starts off it really great, and I mean that's when it really goes well.
You know what's really good about Sherlock? You don't have to wait a few seasons to make it look good.
It's one season.
Good.
It's one, and it's a short season.
You still have to wait. You still have to wait a season. But Doctor Who, you have to wait. You have to wait. And with Sherlock, it's bam! Oh my gosh! Whoa!
And once again, it's also a newer TV
involved.
show, so of course it's going to be differently broadcast as far as.
Do you really think they had any hope that that Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman were going to be anything before they had Sherlock? I think that this is one of their first, productions. Benedict Cumberbatch, so. Amazing actor.
I think he actually was in Star Trek before that.
Sherlock came out. Let's see here. We shall look. Because I have the handy dandy internet right here, and I would do anything to win.
Yeah, but really, I mean, it's definitely not up to us who wins. It's gonna be up to you guys who wins. But as I said, Trenton actually does not like BBC, so I don't know why.
Just because I don't like BBC doesn't mean I don't like some of their shows. For instance, Sherlock. I don't like BBC for the main reason of it is very low quality shows. It's a whole bunch of basically the same thing. I just don't like it.
And also Doctor Who actually has quite a few spin-offs of Doctor Who. That
Breaking news: Sherlock has been renewed for season 4, and it comes out next year. Boom!
Awesome.
So all you people who love Sherlock who have been waiting for another season, it is coming out. How
Which I'm
exciting
excited
is
for
that?
too. So I
Everyone's
love
been
both the
wanting
shows.
Sherlock to come back out, so everybody who has been begging for it to come out since 2014 was the last time they had one. Late this year, looks like they're going to have season 4 come back out. All right. And this came out in 2010. So before that, he starred in small movies. No, nothing really too big. He had a couple TV shows and a couple movies, and he started out in 2002. So I was wrong when I said that was the first movie. I will admit that, because a real leader admits when he's wrong, and a real winner knows when he's wrong.
Stop with the freaking politic hand gesture.
It's not being a politic. It's just something.
Yes, it is. It's a politician hand gesture.
This is not.
Yes, it is. Yes, that is. That's what every politician does.
In my defense, though, I've been watching a lot of House of Cards. So. But
so,
honestly,
Trent,
though, guys,
let's wrap this up though. Your rebuttal, since I started off here.
I think we're just gonna go ahead and close it up, guys. You guys are the way we will find out who wins this. You guys are the only way that we find out who wins. Don't forget to vote for #Team Trent or #Team Garrett. The only way we're gonna know is if you guys tell us who wins. Now, us and ourselves, we already know who won. It's me. I can honestly. Garrett, you're muted, so that's even better. So
honestly, either way, we both win because they're great shows. But no, you don't win, Trenton.
I win.
I think it carries on to from last month, because I won last month. So I should win this month again, just since.
I don't think that's how it works. But you guys on Facebook, in the comments below, tell us who won. #Team Trent or #Team Smelly Breath. Garrett.
Team Garrett.
And let us know.
This guy. He said a vote for him is a vote for America.
A vote for him is a vote for America.
When we're doing
and he froze, so that means I win.
So it doesn't make any sense. So down with him, up with me. #Team Garrett. Don't vote for #Team whatever his name is, because he can't remember it. He can't even remember my own birthday.
You're gonna go with that?
Yes.
You're really gonna go with that? You're the one who started the smack talk, and you're the one who called me smelly first. So I don't want to hear that, Mr. I forget your birthday. Blah, 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 blah. A vote for Trent is a vote for America and a vote for freedom.
No, we were talking about British shows. How's this for America?
Because it's BBC America. Hello?
No, it's BBC.
You see it on BBC America, though. So
no, you see it on BBC.
I see it on Netflix.
Well, so do I. Anyways, guys, like you said, make sure you guys
Trent.
vote. Yeah, hashtag.
Like he said yes. #Team Trent. So even Garrett already voted
Garrett,
for me.
guys, make sure to vote in the comments below or on our Facebook page as well.
We really want you to do it on Facebook or on Twitter, Instagram, whatever you feel like. Vote for us there. We'll rally up the votes. And on Preview Tuesday, we will tell you the winner. If we don't know who the winner by then, I don't know what to tell you. We'll just go ahead and unanimously claim me the winner. So.
No, that's not going to work.
Right,
also,
guys, please.
Sorry, continue, Trent.
Go ahead, Garrett.
Oh, I was going to say, also in the descriptions below, you can find our handles for stuff if you want to follow us on our personal social medias. Also, as well as the Critically Awesome social media, which is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So make sure you follow us on those, and that's the best way to keep updated with what we do.
All right, guys. It has been awesome. Don't forget to watch us next week. We don't have a subject yet, but we will have one for you by Tuesday. Garrett, go ahead and close this out on yours.
All right, guys. Well, I'm Garrett, and I'm Critically Awesome, and may the force be with you guys.
And I'm Trent, and I'm Critically Awesome, and remember, stay awesome, guys.
Critically awesome.